Okay, this example is pretty similar to the last one, except this time we're going to convert 40 inches into millimeters. So inches is an imperial unit, so you've got inch, foot, yard, and mile. See those over here. So for all, Australia uses the metric system of units. You'll find that on site or in the workshop, a lot of people still use inches, particularly for materials. So you'll talk about a ½ inch plate or a ½ inch plate, or you might talk about a 2x4 piece of timber, which is a 2 inch by 4 inch piece of timber. So it's worth learning the conversions for imperial units. Another time it'll come up is sometimes you'll have to interpret historic drawings when you're working on an old building, and again, they'll often be in imperial units. So let's have a look at this problem again. First thing to do, let's write down the question in short form. So we want to convert 40 inches, we want to turn that into millimeters. Now you can write inches in a couple of ways. You can write it as IN, or you can also write it as double prime. I'll use IN here, but probably more commonly seen as the double prime. So again, we're looking for the conversion factor in our notes. So we want inches to millimeters. So that's that one there. Now we're going to write that as a fraction. Let me just write that properly. So we've got 1 inch is the same as 25.4 millimeters, and that's just equal to 1. Those are the same thing. Divide one by the other, you're just going to get 1. Or we could write it the other way up. 25.4 millimeters divided by 1 inch, and both of those are equal to 1. Now in our case, we're going to multiply by one of these, and we want to cancel out the inches. And so we want inch to be on the bottom, we want to be dividing by inches, so we want to use that one. So let's do that. So we've got 40 inches times 25.4 millimeters divided by 1 inch. Again, this is the one time where you write your units into the working because you're converting between units. Usually you wouldn't write your units in. And so these are going to cancel out. We're dividing by 1, so that 1's just going to disappear. So we're just going to end up with, get the right color, 40 times 25.4 millimeters, which is equal to 1016 millimeters. Now let's just check that that's approximately right. And so we know that 1 foot, let me just do this in green, this is just something at the side of the page or just in your head. So 1 foot is 12 inches, and 3 feet is approximately 1 meter. So that's approximately 36 inches. So we're on the right track. This is approximate, so we're about a meter, so that looks about right. So I'm pretty happy that's the right answer. And so what we'll do now, just get rid of that. We'll just rewrite the answer so it's easy for someone to find. So 40 inches is equal to 1016 millimeters. Again, we're underlining it so it's easy to find. Okay, that's us done. We'll now move on to the next example.